Good morning. Welcome to ABC 123 Trader. Today is August 7th, 2020. It's 9:11 in the morning, and I want to just show you something on the NASDAQ futures. Last night I did a video showing about how to find support and resistance from institutional traders or from the big institutions. And when I did the video, I was marking all these lines, you know, to show where I think where the support and resistance is. So last night I created this line. I took this first initial trade for $225 of profit and went to bed. And I created these lines earlier through when I was showing my video. And overnight I woke up this morning and sure enough, I hit the area of support and resistance once, twice, three times, four times. And as you can see right here, where it hit the resistance, support and resistance to the upper area. And I did all these lines last night on the video. I'm going to put this video on pause. I'm not going to do any analysis until this morning, and we'll go through it. And we're going to play around today on trading to see if the support and resistance lines are actually there, also following rules with the Bill Williams system or the Ichimoku system / ABC Trader with the IntelliSense. Okay, other than that, I'm just going to put pause until, after a while for the market open. Okay, good morning. Welcome to ABC Trader, 123 Trader, and so the market just opened. And what I want to show you is we knew where the support and resistance were last night. And actually, I'm going to add one more indicator here. I like my fib retrace or my fib predictors, and the reason why. Let's go add a fib predictor. I gotta switch it to Eastern Standard Time. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be very patient here and see if we can get to those zones, high and low zones. I have a feeling the market's going to go down today. The way it's all setting up, it's in consolidation right now, so we have to give it some time because we had such a big run yesterday. And even though the Ichimoku system showing day trend up, leap tracker up, everything's starting to point up. Yes, we can go for a quick run, but we know where the institutions are holding. We have actually three zones of interest. We have the overall high. Actually, the overall high now is, we have to move this to 1283 right in this zone now. Okay, that's our overall high of the market on the NASDAQ. Okay, so if we take a look at it, that's where it was yesterday at 8:30. So we know that was the area of interest. We created this line in the sand yesterday. It broke down. I made this last night. I did the original run here, and now it went just below it, testing, but you could see it was bouncing, just sniffing for stops. Third time here. And what I'm going to be doing now is I'm waiting for them. This is called, well, the first 15 minutes. We had market open right here, so the bias looks like it's on the north side, but I want to see it's moving so slowly. I want to see it peak out, maybe get to the top here, and then do a crash. What it's doing, it's right now on this zone here, because this is market open where it was tight, was the expansion phase. So what I'm looking for is to wait for it to get below this phase. Actually, right here, this is the area I'm really interested in. I don't want to play the whip up to 1250 to 1200. These are, even though it's $1,000 swing each direction. I mean, if it's peaked out here, we can take this run down because we are still in negative territory. So we'll see if it gets to zero. But now we're playing against the trend cloud. Okay. Now, what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to switch it to two different things. I didn't have it totally full here. This is a 4-hour period. I made it 240 minutes. And as you can see, let's see, where are we? Where the volume point of control is. So basically 1120 is basically the line in the sand. So right here, basically all night is where all the volume's been playing. So the big institutions, because they have so much volume, they need to get their position set up. And this is what they're doing. They're oscillating. And we as day traders, we're trying to make, you know, 200 bucks here, 200 bucks there, or a few thousand here, a few thousand there. So let's let them finish their they're just starting to do the expansion phase before the trend. And as you can see, they peaked up. They actually hit the 50% line of the Fibonacci of the overnight range, and they peaked down. If they break this zone, I'll be really interested. See, there's to get to this zone here of 1123. Because 1123, if we look back in time, I'm going to crunch the screen really tight, is where I created a previous expansion phase, and I think this is back. Let's see if I can move this without. Yeah, see, look how many times it tapped it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look how many times it tapped it. So that is a very, very strong support and resistance there. So this is the game we're going to play. Now, what I'm also going to look at, because this is high volatility, as you can see, is vibrating. We're at this is on the Nasdaq though, so this is currently moving 11 points. So these are $200 swings, a little over $200 swings, and you look how choppy it is. So we're letting them play this game. So retail, see what we call it, smart money and dumb money. The smart money is trying to get their prices here, or actually probably they're going to be trying to load up their prices here to short it today. That's what I'm looking at. And the retail guys are buying in to their sells, and now it's really choppy. And because now when you're using the Ichimoku system, you know, we're not supposed to be trading within the cloud. That's one of the big rules. Right now, everything is showing green because we're above. Day trend is activated, but it was just because it was such an energy spike in the morning. It probably could have traded, and as you can see, first minute, and then it just stopped. Leap tracker, we're right within the range, and there's no momentum movement. And then everything else is pointing to the upside, except for this number, the fifth condition, and it's just because the cloud, as you can see, the Ichimoku cloud, the Kijun-sen and the Kijun-sen is just flat, and that's why it says beige. If this was like a bullish trend or a bearish trend, these colors would change. Okay, there we go. And so what I also added, just for verification, I wanted to see, I put the 915 on, and because the market's been so ugly right now, just for the market open, we want to see if it's going to range within this zone. And this is basically for news events, so if you want to get a shorter term trade, or what we want to know is how they're ranging. The 915 is set up is you want to know the range within the first 15 minutes, basically. I mean, this is from minute 1, minute 0 till whatever, minute 8 or 9 or whatever. But I want to know, the most crucial part is get the noise out, find out where they're ranging of support and resistance, and then you can choose biasness. Like, for example, let's take a look at yesterday's 915. There we go. Yesterday's 915 was right here. So as you can see, it whipped up, it whipped down, whipped up, and then we broke it with a green bar from 10 o'clock on. Had a good run to the high, came back down within the box, retested the box, and then I think it took the trade for the rest of the day. There we go. And so what I'm going to be looking for is same basic methodology, is where giving it some time to breathe, and then this box will be a no-go zone, because look at this. This is all sideways action. And what I need to know, this is my real area of interest. If it sits here and vibrates, and I'll look at how this is forming, I might buy into it back here. If it hits a higher zone here, sell it down and get right back to the center of the cloud, to the midpoint, until she starts trending. Because you can see here was an initial expansion phase, boom boom, sniffer stops, goes back in, doing it again, getting a tighter range here, as you can see, and it's going to decide one direction or the other. And we'll just give it time. Other than that, I'm just going to let this video run for a while, and until we can get into a really good trading opportunity. Okay, now what I want to show you, I'm just going to get back into just further analysis so you can understand what I'm looking at. We predicted in the beginning, last night, I predicted last night, I created support and resistance lines, and right now the market makers, because it was such an aggressive move in the upside and downside, we had a couple of charts, and the original chart was, so you can understand how the market makers are playing. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll look at a daily chart. Now there's going to see a lot of support and resistance lines because that was the video last night. And that's okay. So as you can see, we hit the zone and it's trying to push down from the market, right? So they're right in consolidation now, and I'm looking for it to keep on going down. Maybe push down to maybe this zone. This is the zone I'm waiting for. Because if we break this zone, we have a tight spot for continuation, or this zone to this zone, they're playing around until we could figure it out, and we might pick it to 1200 to this zone, or this high volume, okay? That's the first thing we're looking at. Okay, second thing, where is it? Right here, I think I created earlier today. As we can see, you know, they're still in that, from the expansion phase, they're back to the consolidation. As you can see here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours here. So now they're, or 8 times 4, that's 32 hours. So now they're within this zone again. Okay. Now let's start taking a look at the baseline cloud system that I originally created. And as you can see, even though we're within a really bad chop zone, we're trying to break out here. You could $12.29, $200, or yeah, it would have been 10-point move, but there's not really any price action, as we can see here as well. And this is a 5-minute candle, so maybe it's angling up and this is angling down. They'll get back to this point of control and then find out which direction to go to. Okay, so we're going to let it keep on cruising up here, and then we'll just look at our main chart at this point in time. What I'm going to be looking for is the reason this is moving so slow, and this was a flat range. We're going to see if this thing peaks out right here. We're going to look at the cloud and see if if it's, because it's creeping way too slow. It all depends if it breaks this zone, it might go with the previous high to 1283 here. If it peaks out here, this would be probably a good entry to go back, because we have been in negative territory all night, and we're going to see how this Williams peak out, because we had a lot of aggressive buying, and this is retail traders. I strongly believe this is a retail trader. They're all jumping in. They're going to peek it out, and it's going to fire right back down. Okay, now what I want to show you is this thing. It's what this was extreme high volatility in the market, a lot of energy. Let's see if I can. Oh, interesting. I don't know why my crosshair is not working properly. Okay, so as you can see, this line right here, straight up, was a lot of energy and a failure. What I'm looking for is, and when it goes on the second time pushing up, we're going to see if she's going to start failing now. We hit the peak again. Okay. We're really close for indecision here. And as you can see, the energy of the momentum bar, the energy of the buy-sell activator is pushing up. We're almost at 0% here of the market. And we have to see if we're going to be breaking this zone. It might oscillate, vibrate, and might turn back. As you can see, 10 o'clock has just showed up. The market is all closed. It looks like it was an expansion period. But as you can see, we're peaking out here. We're peaking out here. We're also going to look at what's happening on the daily bar. Daily chart. Very tight squeeze right now. So this is the area of interest. What we want to know, if we can take the market back down. Because the market's moving so slowly right now. This is called like I said, the expansion phase. It's creeping up slowly, but it's moving too slow. And what they want to do is, these were all the retail traders going up, buying, and the institutions are trying to get this price point to push it down. Myself is, if it's going to trend, it'll be from this point forward. Here, other than that, they're just going to range back and forth. And as you can see, she's starting to fall. Okay, I put a trade in. I want to see if I can, I'm going to see if we can break through this, the VWAP, or not the VWAP, the leap tracker. And as you can see, we're really cruising right now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close right now. We're back at market open price. So I'm now at $440. It's not bad for a 1 minute trade, just being patient. Now, I still don't trust, because we're still in the 915. I should have took the trade here. I'm going to actually do some programming today to show you what I'm looking for up in this zone. I know we're all in greens, but we're just switching over. And what I'm looking for now, and that was a quick 10-point move. Whoops. That was interesting. We took the rush down, but we're still within a kind of a critical zone of pricing. Okay? It could... There you go. There's the snapback. Because we're at market open price, it's very, very volatile. And it might just go right back up to this area. The areas of interest I'm looking at is a target right here, a reversal price here, or from this point forward, I'll take the trade. Other than that, we're cycling. Okay? Other than that, actually, I'm going to close this video down. I wanted to do another trade here, but I'm going to program a couple of things that I show you. When you get to a volume zone, I'm going to be creating kind of a interest box right at this critical zone. And let's see if I can find another one. Yeah, there will be one right here, even though it's not strong enough. For sure right here. And it will show you points of interest. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the momentum, or the momentum line. Come back to the momentum line, see if the boxes are activated, and you could actually take your counter trend trade. So, and that will conclude this video. We're just crossing over. Leap tracker is just turning red. Day trend is still green at this point in time. And the time system is coming down to the first area. And see how the time system right on the line is using a knee-jerk reaction? This is what I'd look at. So this would be the end of the trend. For that for short term, within the short term phase. If you have any questions, I'll be, just feel free to email me anytime at abc123trader, and I'll be gladly to answer any of your questions. Other than that, just make sure you pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye.